Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Doctor tell you to give me.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Yeah, you know it's important.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Why you act so reluctant?
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Yeah, you know my condition.
Give me the thing when the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
And I need your attention. you see that I am very sick and really want to get better quick? Now will you stop your fooling about and throw the medicine down inside me mouth?
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Girl, you know that I want it.
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Can't you give me a little bit?
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Why you hiding the medicine?
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Audrey, give me the reason. Audrey, why you so hardened? Ignoring the drug medicine. You know I must have it to survive. Well, how you want me to stay alive? So when you do as the doctor said, 1 teaspoon before I go to bed.
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
I don't care, Peter.
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
Once it's getting me better,
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
it could taste like a poison.
Give me the thing with the doctor order me. Give me the thing.
I go drink like a glutton.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show, bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
And bringing you the energy and vibes, just what the doctor ordered for you is what we are bringing to you today. As we kick the doors open to the weekend, right here on New Era TT Radio. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago. Neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around the globe on the www. Thank you very much for being here on NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. Of course, we take you above and beyond.
Audrey, I lose it.
Let me say much thanks as always to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And everything that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing unto you.
I beg you please to give me.
Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be here with you
Give me a little bit to ease this strain.
as we welcome everybody to the Get Up and Go. This is your breakfast show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Yes, we are here. Trinidad and Tobago, everybody. Good morning to you. Yes, we are here with you. This is the breakfast show for a Thursday morning. It is the 15th day of January. So I want to say a very special good morning to everybody. And let me say a very special good morning to Wendell. I haven't seen Richard as yet, but good morning, Richard.
Morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard Raghubar Singh. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's been another rainy morning in Arima. I don't think that there's been a single day since they announced the dry season that rain hasn't fallen. Oh,
That was
my
something
apologies.
else. That is really something else.
Yeah. We've had a lot of rain since. I mean, I'm not overly upset by it.
Yeah. So when I saw it and I say, hey, when the time they say that, and then the very sad day we started to get rain and stuff, I say, you know what? Everybody is really coming on and say going for nothing. It's not her fault. So good morning to you.
Morning, Siguni. But we're happy to be in the land of the living. Our condolences go out to the Salandi family. Former officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Wendell Salandi, passed away recently. He's the brother of I know his brother listens to us, Norman Salandi. So condolences to him. I probably should get his proper handle, but I'll go back into the chat and see what he retired as from the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, what rank he retired at. I will go back in the chat and get that. And I think his funeral is might be today. Hold on, let me stop guessing and go and find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Norman Salandi. No, right. So he retired as a colonel. Retired Colonel Wendell Salandi. Right. His funeral is this Saturday coming at the St. John's RC Church in Diego Martin and under full military rights. Right. And of course, he will be buried at the military cemetery following a military procession. All right. So retired Colonel Wendell Salandi. That's his name. Thanks, Carol. I think you just put it in the chat. And I went back and I found his brother's chat and I saw it. So I was to have given that condolences since earlier in the week, but
condolences to the family.
Yeah.
Right? All those associated very close, Yeah.
And I have some birthdays today. Robert Harper, who listens to us every morning. Happy birthday, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Colette Spooner out there in New York. Michael Angelo. Dane Gulston, Panis Dane Gulston from Marcy All Stars. He is celebrating his birthday today. Marlon Williams. Maria Robertson. Jamal Lerevez. He is also celebrating his birthday today. Shastri Buru Singh, hey, Tinto, today is Shastri's birthday. Paula Mohammed, and of course, last and by no means least, and he kept it very quiet. I don't know how I didn't see it on the chat yet. It's Sir Charles's birthday.
No. They have it wrong, I don't know why they have it wrong. It's not today, it's actually tomorrow. But
it's tomorrow. Oh,
yeah,
right.
Somebody was telling me, I think Kenron was telling me, he saw it both days, today and tomorrow. And I don't know how they have it, so.
But it come up as my first birthday greeting today.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Okay. Well, we'll do it today and tomorrow.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Just for that. Just for spite. But
thanks in advance.
Yes.
Thanks in advance.
Tomorrow, God willing, we will be here and we will be able to wish you happy birthday again. Richard is going to sing for you tomorrow, he said. Because he knows that he's a kind of singer, right?
Who's this you're talking about now?
Sir Charles.
What's his birthday tomorrow?
Well, it's coming up as today, but he says really tomorrow. So we're doing it today and tomorrow.
Oh,
we're doing the greeting today and we're doing the singing tomorrow. You're doing the singing tomorrow.
I look forward to it. It's going to be a nice.
So his birthday is today or tomorrow?
It is tomorrow, but I don't know how the Facebook has it as today and tomorrow.
That's a kind of special mark in terms of your birthday.
I don't know.
How does it feel to be 70 though?
I wonder if it's that, I wondered if that might be the case because somebody called me and tell me that. I see your birthday twice. Which day really is it? So maybe when you reach 70, you probably get that kind of mark. So thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, we could ask Zena and other people. They will know.
Yeah, we have people to ask. People to ask.
So Charles is not really 70 people. We're just, he's BSing.
And Zena is not 70 either. I know that.
You sure about that? She come like 80,
Oh my God. Hey, I keep it out of that conversation because I will get blamed.
She doesn't look.
Mr. Grant is 80. We know that for sure. We know Bishop Philip is 82 or 80 something. We know that, But it's all good. They're here with us. That is the more important thing. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I got to say my good morning. So good morning to all our listeners and viewers, wherever you are watching or listening to us from. And of course, a special good morning to my co-host, Wendell and Sid.
We'll take that. Is it raining up by you too?
It's drizzly. It's not raining heavily,
Yeah, well, there was a heavy rain earlier on. And, well, it's drizzling now. You're right. I hope it clears up. Anyway, we could greet. We didn't do good news. Let's do good news. We thought Sir Charles and we know Robert. Robert already says thank you for celebrating his birthday. Robert looks like
Is that Robert Taylor?
Robert Harper.
Robert Harper. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is one of our fans from way back in the day too.
Happy birthday, Robert.
Yeah, I don't know who else is celebrating birthdays today, but if you're on the chat and you are, have an absolutely fantastic day. This month is speeding along.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And look at we at the 15th already. It is
Almost middle of the month
absolutely
already.
speeding.
Yeah, half the month gone.
Yeah.
We're almost out of Capricorn at the 21st.
Capricorn, eh?
Yeah. I would say good morning to Kenny. Kenny, good morning to you. Good to have you.
I always say Capricorn. Is it Capricorn? Is that how you pronounce it?
Some people say
You could say both, actually.
Okay.
Both, I think, are accepted. Capricorn, Capricorn.
I would say Capricorn. I never think of saying
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into good news then.
Yeah, let's do the good news and then we'll greet the people in the
I'm off to see my future bestie, Mona. Prata. Right, and Dilpuri. So I don't know. Let's toss a coin. Wow, I can't believe they're making it fresh here. Look at that. Life changer.
I grew up as a real good girl, always home, don't go nowhere. As soon as I was introduced to carnival, they say I lose all down on the ground. Walking up my bottom and it dragging all over tongue, and they say I lose it. What's now?
Mona, I'm just gonna go pack because I'm moving in with you, Mona.
Okay. Did she say she was surprised they're making it fresh?
Yes.
Okay. I think 100% roti shops do that.
Yeah. You do ever say roti pre-made? But
No.
but you don't. Well, I mean, the ingredients of making roti are sometimes out. You wouldn't know how long they've been prepped there.
Yeah, roti had to be made on the spot. It had to be made there and then.
Did you just understand what I said, or I didn't speak English?
No, I realize, and you feeling you're in a buff mood again. So
How I in a buff mood? I just explained something. I said sometimes the ingredients to make the roti might have been out for a while.
okay,
Yeah,
ingredients
you know,
like what?
You know the ingredients that goes into a roti, right?
Yes,
So those ingredients.
but
to
and
be
they
out for a
always
while.
always prepared there too at the same time.
No. Sometimes when you go to buy roti, they're already prepared. Sometimes they, in fact, you don't even, they don't necessarily make the paratha or dalpuri right in front of you. It's there waiting. If it's a roti shop and that's all they do, so they will say, okay, you want a roti, a fold roti, or you want paratha. It depends on which one you want, but they're just taking it out and packing your box. That's what they're doing. If it's paratha,
Tell me what place you going to?
but that's all.
No,
Not
serious.
all roti places, they make it right in front of you in terms of the dalpuri.
Okay.
They don't make it right in front of you. Not all of them.
And the roti shop that I go to, that I generally patronize, you can't see them make the roti, I have to admit. A lot of,
The
roadside
dalpuri, they may have dalpuri ready, and then you say, okay, I want a small beef. And they may make it right there and then and fold it. Depends on whatever their methodology is, I guess. Some places make it right in front of you in terms of the dalpuri or the dotsi. Is that what they pronounce it?
Dotsi.
Where they do have
Peas in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a foodie in the group.
Yeah. He's probably on the chat already this morning. Anyway, let's greet the people in the chat. Manuela Peters at 12:31. Margaret Thomas. You get beat out today, girl. Anthony Tinto says Grand Rising. Suzanne Jessup, and that's Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma Odell Guy in Sangre Grande, where it always rains. Erica Charles, Ava Smith, Eunice Dublin, Brent Hackshaw, Diane Payne, Boy B. Dacey from Davie, Marlon Motley from North Valsayn, Apollonus, Michael Cadet, Nicola McNichols, Trini Merle Kitchen in Oshawa, Ontario, Claire Lendo Rollins, Kathy Ann Charles, and Arlene in Bronxville, Texas, Robert Taylor, Carol Guevara, Pearl, and Stacey Ann Cordis from Brazil, as in Brazil Village, Carla Hercules, Debbie Modest, Nicola McNichols. Good morning to TTUTA and all teachers listening. We're going to be interviewing to the president and I think the first vice president of TTUTA this morning. Merle McComey, Joyce Phillip, Sherma Paul, Robert Harper, who is celebrating his birthday today, Gavin Frank, Suzanne Jessup, also sending birthday greetings out. Carol Guevara singing, Suzanne, okay, sending birthday again. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Miguel Gonzalez, Ambrose Blah out there in New York, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Ian Stewart, right, Carol, yes, Carol, thanks, I got the name. Suzanne is sending birthday greetings again. Dave Gosine, Robert Harper is saying thank you. Richard M. Jeremiah, Nicola McNichols sending out birthday greetings. David Wares, that's the foodie man. He says good morning to NETT, the New Era team, and early birthday greetings to Sir Charles. Mrs. R says good morning. Crystal Stevenson also says good morning. Nicola is sending condolences to the Peters family and friends who lost Mr. Desmond Peters yesterday. All right. Maria Cellier from New York, a very cold New York. Chris Toussaint, Grand Rising, gentlemen. What's happening with
Desmond Peters? Who's Desmond Peters again?
I don't know.
Was he a musician?
I don't know the name at all.
Okay.
I don't know the name. Maybe Nicola will volunteer. Chris Toussaint is asking what's happening for Carnival. I don't even know what Desperados or All Stars playing.
You know, there's so many all-inclusive fets that have passed already. But in my mind, I don't know if in your mind or Sir Charles, in my mind, this carnival is more muted than other carnivals. That there was a sense of excitement of different all-inclusives coming up and like right now, I don't even know what has passed.
Bishops, I know I saw pictures of Bishops.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like the volume, like the volume of carnival is turned down somewhere in my mind mentally.
No, you're not wrong at all. And yes, Soca Mocha, I haven't seen anything from that, but I know that normally is the first fete of the year.
Yeah, I saw some really nice schools.
Yeah, and I saw a post yesterday that the Hyatt Lime tickets, the tickets that are priced at $600 and something US, have been sold out already. That's over $4,000. TT, yeah, those have been sold out. So David McCarthy, top of the day. Lester Cragwell, Wendell, Richard, you're both Wendell yesterday, and Wendell was correct in an assessment of how you were reading. I saw, you remember that what happened yesterday, Richard? Even Corey said that he said that's how
I told him he was drinking.
Debbie Mitchell, good morning, guys. Blessings. David Wares, but you like hot? Yes, that's the only roti I eat, really. Margarita Chow, good morning. Eva Smith, happy birthday to all. Charmaine Bernard, Julia Samantha, Scorpion Pepper, good morning, sunshines. Valerie Mendoza, also, it's Friday Eve. Anthony Miguel, good morning, gentlemen. Love in the house. Elizabeth, who is Suzette Jessup. Nicola, he was the principal for St. Mary's Children's Home. That's who Desmond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thinking of another Desmond.
Yeah. Anthony Miguel's well said, Richard, Bernadette Yates, and Nelicia Yates, of course. All right. Those are our greetings on the chat.
All right. So with the people on the WhatsApp coming in this morning, let me say good morning to Mark, Mr. Beeps out there in PT Valley, to Mr. Billy, Powder Magazine, Sankofa, good morning. Zena, who's having a good laugh, guys. But Zena, I hope that you're... Anyhow, let me leave that alone. Zena, good morning to you.
Yes, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Nicola McNichols, good morning to you. Nicola said yesterday's YouTube video was blocked. I don't know if it's because of the martial up. I don't know if it's because of that. I played two songs. I feel it probably one was the martial. Copyright infringement now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, they usually inform you, know.
Yeah, well, I didn't really check now, so I don't know. Yesterday I was kind of out. Evans David, good morning to you. Evans, what if it sometimes comes in a cooler? I don't know what it is he's talking about. If it's a roti thing. Frank in Aruka, good morning. Peter Wilson, good morning. Captain Ron in Orlando. Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada. Fifi in Addis Ababa. A whole string of visitors in between here. Mahi out there in Columbus, Ohio. Miss Sampson in San Fernando. Colin and Kelly out there in Caranage. Kent in Laventil. Judith in Tobago. And of course, Sexy Reds, who I don't know where she's located, but good morning to all you people. Nice to have you. And all the people on the Guile stream this morning, good to have you all also. And if you're not sure what was happening for Carnival, well, hey, for Carnival, you can get to sing right here. So we're going for the break and come back, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So you think you can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it Karaoke. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our karaoke singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the karaoke champion on the Breakfast Show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the Breakfast Show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
are back. And of course, we could get straight into the newspapers of today. Good morning, Ron DeSantis. Some of the headlines trending, stories trending in today's Express Online. Hotspot security zones planned after SOE. When does this SOE come to an end? I don't even know.
At the end of the month, 31st.
At the end of this month? Okay.
Yeah.
Government moves on Tobago legislation after TPP clean sweep. I'm not understanding that story though. By the increasing the amount of positions in the THA, I'm not following where that came from. Forget Quran, that's cricket. Cooper looking to stake West Indies claim. I don't know which Cooper that is. Must be Carl Hooper. Government to borrow up to US $1 billion on the international market. US State Department to pause immigrant visa processing. That made the news, that made the rounds yesterday on social media. Ministry clarifies no $10,000 fine for young drivers. I don't know what that is about. Suspected murder-suicide at guest house in Guyana, and debate erupts over government allowing Sunday gambling. Of course, that was our poll yesterday. I'm sure that debate will go on and on and on until it just happens, and guess what? Everybody forget about it.
9 days, 9 days. This is only the second day.
Yeah. So that's the headlines in today's Express.
Well, the Newsday for today, and I'll just go through some of the trending stories in the Newsday. Chambers congratulate TPP on landside victory. $3,000 fine for interfering with road penalty warning. A judge to rule in lawsuit against Dr. Avinash Sao on June. Prosecution fails to file indictment in a Rima kidnapping shooting case. And drunk driver 28 arrested with no permit. Trini couple return home to focus on stigma of obesity. And the main picture of the front page, Chutney Soca semis heads to Port of Spain. Economist warns of black swan effect, and government zones in on hotspots. AG announces new plan to limit use of SOE in crime fighting. And so that's it for all of the main stories this morning in the Newsday.
Okay, so in the Guardian today, Zoso to replace SOE, government to follow Jamaica crime initiative for hotspots. Going down the ladder, special crime zones spark mixed reactions, and they have a picture there of Dr. David Mohammed. Special zones power in PM's hands. TNT spared as US suspends visa processing for 75 countries. And of course, that is going to be a big talking point. AG rejects claim that US strikes violated international law. And mass bands report steady sales ahead of Carnival despite rising costs. Yeah. Nothing else up in the Carnival.
All right.
Some people say, I don't put down my Carnival money.
I know that whole special zones legislation that the AG talked about in the press conference yesterday. But I have to call it a UNC press conference because they are so intent and stubbornly showcasing UNC insignia in those press conferences.
Well, they even name it as a UNC press conference.
Yeah, it's the UNC press conference.
Yes, and it's wrong. And for any of them watching, it is wrong, and you could try and make all sorts of excuses why you think it's right. It's still wrong. Because you are a minister and you're the Attorney General for Trinidad and Tobago, not of the UNC party. Party emblems is for party functions. The UNC was wrong, the PNM was wrong when they used to have the Balize ties. And they used to have the Balize brooches sometimes that they would put on there. I remember there was a big confrontation once. Well, I shouldn't say a confrontation, but I remember Israel Khan basically buffing Camille Robinson Regis about that when she was Minister of Legal Affairs, saying that was inappropriate for her to be wearing the Balize signet on an official visit to one of the offices. So I'm just saying that, if something is wrong, it's wrong. it's inappropriate in terms of the standard you expect, don't try to justify it with stupidity. As if we're dumb. So stop it. If you're trying to build some sort of legacy out of this government, that's not the way. Constantly stamping UNC on everything when you are in your official capacity is not acceptable. Let me get that out of the way. The zones, well, we had talked about that zone thing before. And I am not a fan of using states of emergency for tools. I don't care what Jamaica did. I am not a fan that you limit your citizens' rights as a tool because the police can't do their job. So you have to infringe on rights and limit stuff, not in case of some national calamity, but because of crime, which is something that the police should be able to, with the respective tools and intelligence, that's how you should be able to function, like how many places around the world do. So, but, I get it that some people may think that's a way to go. I don't, and I'll be scrutinizing that legislation. I don't believe that it should not have parliamentary oversight, because it means for whatever reason, if it's one person that holds the power, and it seems in the draft that if it's the prime minister, that you could just declare a certain area suddenly a special zone. What is the criteria and what is the oversight? What's the check and balance of that kind of power? If it comes to restricting the rights enshrined in the Constitution of citizens in that area, are you restricting the rights and to what degree? So all of those are kinds of questions I have off the top of my head, and I assume the Law Association will have some point of view on it. I don't know. They talk occasionally. So we'll see.
Yeah. Because how do they determine, and who determines what is the zone that restrictions are going to be placed on?
Well, it will come from the police, because the police is in charge apparently in this government in a kind of way, because they said it may sound kind of harsh and jokey, but in a kind of way, it was on the instructions of the police that the last 2 states of emergency were called.
Yeah, true.
Well, one state and the extension of it. They said it was the police. So to me, the police is dictating to you when, right? So naturally, taken from that is the police that will dictate this is now a special zone. So if and I don't know how microcosmic it can be, or because remember, you can, under the draft legislation that was leaked, they said you could have curfews and all sorts of stuff in areas. How does that work in a small island?
Yes.
Because if you're heading to work and you're caught up in a traffic jam, but your area is in a curfew, depending on where you work, you have to sleep the night elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't just like copycat legislation. If Jamaicans felt that worked for them, I can't comment on Jamaican issues. And if Jamaican lawyers felt it was fine, that's their business. But I am certainly not a fan of limiting the rights of citizens because the police say so.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything you've just said. You understand? Especially in light of how our country is. You understand? Our country is so divided now. It's almost frightening now. That everything becomes about race and about politics. Everything, every single thing. You understand? So, all right,
the interesting thing about it is that, and I agree with Richard where he talk about the questions that he asked. I believe that if there is certain thresholds that you have to meet before you could get some of those things, implemented and kick in. I'm not saying that I'm against it, but I know there should be certain thresholds. But what is interesting with the way how Trinidad and Tobago is, as I say, we are a small island, and things happen all over the place. So 1 minute is it might be in Tong, next minute in Sando, next minute in Point. It keeps moving.
But the people who are bent on criminal activity, they have shown that SOEs ain't stopping them. They have shown that curfews didn't stop them. They have shown that. So, I mean, but Richard keeps using this word, and I tell him about it last time, when the same sentence with police, the word intelligence, and I don't know why. It just does not happen.
You sound like Lincoln.
But maybe there is, but I could probably put limited.
No, but crime and solving crime should be intelligence driven. Mm-hmm. And how you solve the basic problem with crime is if you're not solving crime and you're not holding people accountable, then criminals feel they have a get out of jail free card. Mm-hmm. They feel that they can get away with whatever they're doing. You know, and you have to, and yeah, I guess under this current commissioner of police, there is a sense, I'll give him that, there is a sense of that there is more, the police are more in control on a certain level, that they are present. You're not getting the sense that they're not present. You're getting the sense that they are present. I will say that. But anytime it comes to infringement or the curtailing of constitutional rights, I always think you have to watch it carefully because you're giving the state more power over you. Mm-hmm. And that should not be something that should be glibly given up.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Other lawyers are free to disagree. I will always say what my opinion is.
All right. Good morning, Carlisle Cupid. Who else came in later? James Kamau also came in there at the end. And who else? Anon also. All right. A lot of chat is taking place. The issue with the visas, though, the U.S. visas, I think that's immigrant visas. People, it has nothing to do with the tourists and visitor visas. Okay?
You know, you're right, Wendell, and they were clear to say that, but I was seeing a post by somebody today, we visit St. Lucia and Antiguans, and they were saying Antiguans went to the U.S. Embassy yesterday. Do they have to come to Trinidad, or there's a U.S. Embassy or they go to Barbados? I'm not sure.
Probably Barbados.
But anyway, I know the U.S. Embassy isn't everywhere. But anyway, but the post was that Antiguans and St. Lucians who went for visas yesterday were turned away, and it seemed to me as if it was immigrant visas. Not immigrant visas, sorry, visitor visas.
Non-immigrant.
Yeah, visas. But so I wasn't sure about the post, and I was like, and they said they were told, didn't you know that there is a freeze or something like that?
But the date for it arrive as yet either.
Well, first of all, so that was confusing me, and I was like, wait, was not supposed to begin sometime in February or something like that? Mm-hmm. Or wasn't there a start date?
Yeah, I think the start date is January 19th, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. And even if it started, they said it was immigrant visas. So is it that these people were going for immigrant visas, which is like green cards?
Yes.
Green card applications.
Yes.
Or is it just regular non-immigrant visas that they were turned away for? So it was a little confusing, but I saw that post come up on Facebook this morning. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what does that mean? You know, so
yeah. But I guess that will be cleared up in the not too distant future. We have had the U.S. Embassy as our guests on more than one occasion on the breakfast show. We're going to try to get them naturally to clear that up. I'm sure they'll have to come out and deal with that as an issue. So we will do that when the time is January 2020.
You're going to work on that interview right now?
Huh?
You're going to work on that interview?
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that what I do?
Excellent.
I was just clarifying.
Excellent. People, we have our Did You Know segment. That is straight ahead.
All right.
Let's talk about what's going on in Venezuela while I walk my dog. There are basically two camps in the Trump administration that wanted this. One is led by Rubio, and it's that basic South Florida politics that says, hey, this regime, just like, what's going on in Cuba, that this regime since 99, when Hugo Chavez took over, they've not liked it and they've wanted to get rid of it. They're looking for any excuse to do so. The second camp are people close to Trump who can make a lot of money on oil, particularly if we control more of the oil or get just better prices on oil from Venezuela. Remember how, by the way, he tried to make Ukraine about mineral rights that we would get in Ukraine? That's the kind of thing that Stalin, Hitler, folks like that, like whoever was president in Avatar would do, going to war over natural resources, exclusively. That's not really how we're supposed to do it in the United States of America, but that's what's going on. I'll tell you what it's not about. It's not about drugs. They keep talking about the fentanyl crisis. Venezuela doesn't make fentanyl. I'm sure Maduro is guilty of narco trafficking, and I'm sure that he's going to be convicted of such. And I'm sure that he deserves it. Just like Saddam Hussein was a terrible dude, like Maduro is probably a terrible dude, who deserved what he got coming to him. But it doesn't make the war right, and it doesn't make it smart for us to do it. A lot of this is probably about the fact that there's now a law in place that says that all of the Epstein files have to be released, and Trump's pretty worried about that. We don't really have to get into that right now, because I think that's been pretty well discussed. But that's not a good reason to go to war either. At the end of the day, Maduro can be a bad guy. There can be all sorts of reasons why for Venezuela this could maybe be good, although we really don't know that, because we don't know, just like with Iraq or anywhere else, what's going to happen after we effect a regime change. We also don't know if we've even effected a regime change. It could be that the vice president of Venezuela is going to take over. But at the end of the day, this comes down to two things. One, when you do things like this, you lose all moral authority to tell people like Vladimir Putin that he can't just invade countries or try and depose leaders just because he doesn't like them and he wants them to change. You lose the moral authority to do that. And if you're discussing this with somebody and you're really looking for the clearest possible way to prove that this was a bad idea, simply ask yourself, if you're the president of the United States and your party entirely controls Congress, and you still don't go to Congress to ask for authorization for the use of military force because you know that the Congress controlled by your party will never say yes, then probably the war you want to go into is a stupid one in the first.
Interesting, as always. Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't care.
No.
About morality and all that sort of thing.
I see another video of him falling asleep whilst people talking to him. There's one of him telling a worker in a factory call him a derogatory name, of course, pedophile something. And he stick his middle finger up at him and cuss him. I say, that's what do you know? You got to get it from. He's not going to hold back. You understand?
One thing he could cuss.
Yeah. He ain't afraid to cuss. He ain't afraid to cuss as a president.
Oh, you saying that to Charles? That coming from your mouth?
That's the one that told me. When eso le mean that.
Trump reminds me of you, Richard, in a kind of way,
Well, who?
Trump. I can see you doing somebody that if they call out there and they get events.
Middle finger.
And a cuss.
Did he curse the guy? I don't even know.
Yeah, they show you his mouth movement as if he say.
Oh, you saying something.
What you say all the time, and then he said after that.
Stop confusing me with Corey, please.
Oh God, no. Now I don't think anybody's cussed more than he. Corey, I have to admit. I'll give you that. Anyway, we can open the lines now, people. 281-1315. You know what I was going to say, right?
I'm guessing.
No, go ahead, say it.
I was going to say 222 talk. Lord.
Yeah. Don't worry. I almost almost target myself in something else I was saying too. It's Friday. And say you're listening too.
It happens sometimes. and 299-5156. Call in and we'll chat with you. Of course, we are speaking to the president and first vice president of TTUTA in the second hour to find out what's happening with them. And then we'll also use up the other time to chat with you people. Morning, Mr. Victor Philip. All right. Who's that? Ron DeSantis Jr., I don't know, sometimes you put a chat. I don't know what you're referring to there, no? Me thinks it was...
DeSantis want to find out when it's fire fet and
yeah, so
or WhatsApp fet and okay. So I sent him a message to tell him he had to go back in time, 2005, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they don't have those fets again.
All everything gone.
Different fire and water and all of that.
Long time. Wassa, flour mills, what's the other one? Licensing.
Well, I can't even say metal box. Remember metal box?
Oh God, no. Where's metal box?
Metal box now is up by Center Excellence in the back.
What?
Yeah.
Center Excellence ain't so old. But I never heard about that fet.
Yeah, metal box is a big fet too. Anyhow, good morning to you, Quora.
So, Charles, good morning.
Good morning, Davide.
And Wendell, good morning. Richard, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a chance to that all the talking up to the hour, and then I kind of squeezing after 8. Kind of. But it's not every day. Anyway, I'm happy to be in. So, before I say anything, Ron DeSantis, which area you living in with WhatsApp fet, fire fet, and all that? I want to answer him on chat, I say I will deal with it. Anyway, I have so much concerns for that special zone business like what Jamaica has anyway. I am very curious about that, because I remember when the Minister of Homeland Security first got his position and they went to the CARICOM with he and Sobers. When they came back and they were asking about some anti-crime plan, you know what he said, if you also remember? He said, well, he spoke to his Jamaican counterpart and he is waiting a response from him because they want to use their model. But apparently it was taking kind of long, so they come and drop the SOE on us. And now the SOE is about to be completed. The Jamaican people might send the thing, they might tweet it here, there, and a little bit, and want to drop that same thing on us. I am very, very worried about that. And as well as, is it going to be, Richard? I don't know. We don't know because we are speculating. A simple majority? Or does it have to require 3/5?
No, any legislation that infringes on rights will have to be a 3/5. But they have that except for in the Senate. In the Senate, they will have to persuade independent senators to go along with it.
Independent senators, right. That is what I'm worried about, because they only come to drop things on us as though we are just to take everything. That could never be. And I just by chance, when I got up early, I was reading an article from David Mohammed. And strange enough, when I heard that yesterday, I say, hey, I wonder if David Mohammed will comment on that, seeing his new position now. And he did. And I agree with him. Wholly. You all read the article. Right. So anyway, that's my take for this morning, for the time being. Have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Yeah, I do expect someone like David Mohammed with his how I should put it, his belief system and so on, to stop commenting on issues. Even though he has taken up a position as chairman of NALIS, I do expect him to stop. Not David Mohammed. Not the David Mohammed I know, that is.
And
you see what governments sometimes do. I mean, governments and police would love that a state of emergency is permanent in a kind of way, because it gives you the right to enter premises, because rights are curtailed or abridged under states of emergency and stuff like that. And it's very easy for governments to comply and sell it to citizens and saying, well, it's to fight crime. And for some citizens, that's all that they need to hear, right? And they just go along with stuff. But you have to look at legislation a little more critically than that. And it's not just about people who are pro-police or pro-security infrastructure. You live in a civilian state. And when you give those arms unbridled power, or power that can be unbridled in certain areas, you never know where that may lead and how that may lead. And when you give politicians the power to do it, how do you know that they're not going to misuse it in a democracy? And that's why you have checks and balances, right? And so you need to see what those checks and balances are. I'm not in favor of legislation, as I said, like that, because I believe the police are supposed to do their job without having to infringe on the rights of citizens. But we'll see where it goes, and we'll have to look at the legislation. Whether it's going to get the support of the independent senators, well, that'll be up to them, because it needs to get past them for it to become law. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah. All right, hold 1 minute there. Good morning, Mr. Billy.
Oh, yes, thank you for the best morning program. Indeed, guys, on the best part. So, 2 little points. I'm going to stretch at the 3. The news coming up. Is one, I want to just let Wendell know, yes, that officer he spoke about was a lieutenant colonel, right? And he was a wonderful, wonderful individual. He was very approachable. He was, as you say, he's an officer and a gentleman. You know, and he was one of the, I would say, the icons. He came from the West Indian Army, you know, and he came from Jamaica. So he had a lot of history. He's one of the people that whenever we meet him, he shared a lot of history. He was there for the 1970 when they had, you know, the turnaround, the Berets and all those kind of things. He was part of that. And he came from the, what we call the ordinary rank, come to the rank like myself then. And he came to the officer, you know, which is the commission officer. So he was a lance corporal, and that kind of thing coming up the road. And then when he meet staff sergeant, he went over to the mess and that kind of stuff. So he's one of the officers who will be a massive funeral on Saturday the 17th is his funeral, and his final parade, as we say in the military. But he was one of the distinguished officers who make an endeavable mark, work in many places, airport authority, the Northwest Regional Health Authority. He traveled extensively, plenty training and that kind of stuff. Very good officer indeed, and he will be dearly missed by the military family. And I want to say condolences this morning to his family. Right? I know he lost a brother. He was at the funeral just about 2 or 3 months ago. So it's a double blow for the family in Tigo Martin. Very, very nice family. The next point I wanted to make is West Indies cricket. I get up since 3:30 watching the under-19 playing Tasmania. And I am saying that I heard there some discussion with Puran asking a last-ditch effort for him to play in the World Cup that's coming up, the 20 World Cup. And I seeing that as a kind of failure on the board and all of them. And why I will say this, Wendell and all these cricket people, is that I find we know everything comes down to money. We know that it's money. Money is really attracting these young people to turn away from the West Indies cricket because the lucrative play for just 2-3 hours and you gain millions of US dollars rather out in the hot sun for hours all about for West Indies and you ain't getting the kind of return. But then it has something they call, you know, where is patriotism and Puran would have come through the ranks of youth cricket, and I remember when he broke his 2 legs. I remember that incident, and I used to be over and, you know, encouraging him when they bring him there and the wheelchair thing. And I think that he should have given it more thought, and a lot of people would not remember him for really staying with West Indies cricket, Trinidad cricket, West Indies cricket. And I feel that decision he made is turning his back on West Indies. It will leave a sour taste in a lot of people more. Some people say the thing is about money when you're done. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Billy.
God bless you.
Good tribute to Mr. Salandi, Wendell Salandi. But the issue of the cricket, I have very little to no opinion on what these guys want to do with their cricket careers or whatever. You understand? As you say, it's at the end of the day, it's probably about money, and what are you going to do? You understand?
Final caller, quickly as we go up to 7 o'clock. Caller.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning, Lincoln.
Yesterday I went to San Fernando and I was mortified when I saw something on the way to San Fernando. I know you guys probably don't visit south of Oxford, so you all may not be aware what I'm talking about. But I went to San Fernando yesterday. Picture the drive, you know, when you reach San Fernando and you have to take the roundabout to come up to go to Sandotech.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're familiar with what I'm talking about. So you're coming around. We are coming around the roundabout. On that roundabout, between that roundabout, there's a way to come back down on the island to get on the highway. So there's a 2-foot island in the middle there between the two lanes. And I was mortified yesterday when I saw a businessman, a young entrepreneur, set up a whole booth on that island. A little, not a trolley, not a thing, a whole booth with a chair, selling stuff in the middle on that island. And you have police looking for bulb on car. And a man set up a whole business in the middle of an island on a highway.
And who could stop in that area?
And it's exactly that. It's only if it have traffic, which it does on a morning and a long line of traffic. But how is that even able to happen? And police runs that highway every day. I'm sure police goes up and down the highway. And you allow a man to set up a business. Yeah. I mean, I admire the fella entrepreneurial spirit, but these things should not be allowed to happen.
Yeah, on the island. I mean, go on the side now. Anyhow, Lincoln, we're going up to the news.
Okay, then, have a good morning.
Thank very much.
Yeah.
I heard the Sunday Christians yesterday.
Whatever municipal corporation in the area had to deal with that. I guess that must be the attitude towards it. I'm sure that, I don't know if it comes under the San Fernando City Corporation, but I'm sure somebody will eventually, just like how Lincoln highlighted it, I'm sure other people are watching it.
The sad thing about it is that somebody always have to highlight it for the authorities and those to do their job.
I actually thought Lincoln was going to call about the record that rip off the man bumper yesterday. And they decided they go put the bumper back on, you know, they leaving the car, you know.
They go
put the bumper back on, you know, to go with it, you know.
They didn't put back on the bumper when then?
No. They can't get it back on. The whole bumper fall off.
Yeah, so he hung it over the arm of the back of the truck, the back of the wrecking truck. He eventually hung it over that and drive off.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, well, was not in Port of Spain or San Fernando?
Yes. I don't even know.
It looked like Port of Spain.
It looked like Port of Spain to me.
I can't finish watching videos like that, you know. I get angry. So I didn't even finish. So I didn't even see the part where he actually take the bumper and hang it over the back of the thing. I just see him trying to put it back on.
Yep.
With the police officer
he
came out.
He just took off the whole thing and put it over the truck.
Anyway, our poll is up, people. Do you agree that Carnival 2026 activities are low-key? Yes or no? That's our poll this morning, all right? Some fets have been already cancelled. So a lot of the steel bands don't have sponsors.
I see Burger King is closed on the avenue. They're closing.
But they close on the Western Main Road too the other day. I noticed pass and see an empty building on the Western Main Road the other day too, you know.
Not Burger King, sorry, Burger Joint.
Burger Joint, yeah.
Yeah, they're closing on the avenue on Jamaican something. Something.
Yeah, because they have a branch on the Western Main Road in St. James that when I passed it the other day, I see the place empty. I say, hey.
And they had some good burgers. I've had their burgers.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going for the news, people. Vote on the poll, yes or no, and we will be back after the news.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guy L Caribbean TV for Thursday, the 15th of January. So glad that you can join us. Good day, everybody. The government has signaled plans to introduce zones of special operations, or ZOSOs, as it looks to build on crime reductions recorded during the current state of emergency. which is due to end on January 31st, 2026. Attorney General John Jeremy said the proposed legislation would allow authorities to target crime hotspots without imposing a nationwide state of emergency. Speaking at a news conference on Wednesday, he said the aim is to lock in gains made under the SOE, including sharp declines in murders and other serious crimes. Jeremy said the ZOSO framework would include judicial oversight, time limits, and clear procedures governing how zones are declared, similar to measures used in Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago recorded 369 murders last year, a 42% drop from the previous year, the lowest figure since 2014. Police also reported declines in violent crime, vehicle theft, and fatal road accidents, along with improved detection rates and major seizures of illegal firearms and drugs. The government says the legislation is now before Parliament. The Elections and Boundaries Commission has completed official recounts in 2 constituencies from the 2026 Tobago House of Assembly elections. The recounts were conducted in Darrell Spring Wim and Scarborough Mount Grace, following requests from the People's National Movement. In Darrell Spring Wim, the Tobago People's Party secured 838 votes, narrowly ahead of the PNM's 826, with 14 votes for the Independent Democratic Alliance and 3 rejected ballots. In Scarborough Mount Grace, the TPP won with 854 votes, compared to 702 for the PNM. The IDA received 14 votes, and 6 ballots were rejected. The Elections and Boundaries Commission confirmed that the recounts did not alter the outcome in either district, and formally conclude the recount process for the 2026 Tobago House of Assembly elections. Contingency cargo arrangements are now in effect on the Sea Bridge, following the expiry of the MV Cabo Star's lease on January 12th, according to the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The Port Authority says interim measures are in place to ensure the continued movement of essential cargo, passengers, and accompanied vehicles, while the new roll-on, roll-off vessel, the MV Blue Harmony, is prepared for service. During the transition, the Galleon's Passage will handle essential and priority cargo. The TT Spirit will carry limited palletized essential cargo within safety limits, and the APT James will operate passenger and accompanied vehicle services only. Cargo will continue to be accepted based on priority, with food, pharmaceuticals, and medical supplies listed first, followed by essential retail and small business goods. The Port Authority says bookings remain available through existing inter-island transportation channels as it works to maintain undisrupted service. The U.S. State Department is reportedly pausing immigrant visa processing for 75 countries, including more than 10 across the Caribbean. According to reports, consular officers have been instructed to refuse visas under existing law, while Washington reassesses its screening and vetting procedures. The pause began on January 21st and will remain in effect indefinitely. Caribbean nations affected include Jamaica, Haiti, Barbados, Belize, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, and Cuba. In a post on X, the State Department confirmed the move, claiming migrants from the listed countries rely on U.S. welfare at what it described as unacceptable levels. The freeze will remain until authorities say they can ensure new immigrants will not become public charges. The pause follows earlier restrictions on immigration processing from several countries and comes as the Trump administration intensifies immigration enforcement, including ending deportation protections for thousands of Somali migrants. In the region, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, has vowed to continue releasing prisoners detained under former leader Nicolás Maduro, as her interim government faces growing international scrutiny. In her first press appearance since Maduro was ousted by the United States, Rodriguez said Venezuela is entering what she called a new political moment, and confirmed that the process of releasing detainees is ongoing, despite criticism that it has been slow and opaque. She said crimes linked to threats against the constitutional order are still being reviewed, while warning that acts of violence, hatred, and intolerance will not be allowed. Human rights groups say at least 68 prisoners have been released so far, including political activists and opposition campaign staffers, though hundreds remain in detention. Rodriguez credited Maduro with initiating the releases and denied they were solely the result of U.S. pressure. even as Washington continues to exert influence over Venezuela's political transition. The situation highlights mounting tension between calls for democratic reform and the government's insistence on maintaining strict control. Finally, in international news, Starlink has reportedly waived its monthly subscription fees for users inside Iran after the government shut down the internet amid a deadly crackdown on protests. Sources told BBC Persian that Starlink devices continued working this week despite missed payments, suggesting the satellite internet service has been made temporarily free. The move has turned Starlink into a critical lifeline for Iranians cut off from communication, information, and the outside world. Iran's internet blackout, imposed last Thursday, has left millions disconnected as protests spread nationwide. Human rights groups say more than 2,400 protesters have been killed, though the true toll is believed to be higher. Starlink, owned by Elon Musk's SpaceX, is illegal in Iran, and using it can lead to prison sentences. Authorities have reportedly been searching rooftops and confiscating satellite dishes to stop people from connecting. Despite the risks, thousands are using the service to document events and share information, as human rights groups condemn the blackout as an abuse of power that blocks reporting and accountability. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Girl, I always had you on my mind. I have been watching you for some time. You know you set my eyes on fire. Girl, you are my heart's desire. When I see your passing in your sexy pose, girl, I often wonder if I get a chance. When I see them dimples showing on your cheek, I just get goosebumps. It does make me weak. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor.
Guys, how long you thinking?
You are my coconut water in the morning, my kalalu on a Sunday evening. The next thing I must explain, I want to be a passenger on your train. Girl, you already don't know how you make me feel. You are the only woman to get my love for me. If there's anything else I can say or do, I will surely do it just to convince you. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Why don't you come over? I am a bachelor. Hey, sweetness, wapnin, you look so good, babe. Hey. Come on, girl. Come on. Let's get it over with.
All right, so we jump back inside very unabruptly like that because the song just stopped. All right. Okay, just get it back. Okay, sorry about that, people. Yeah, the technology every now and then gives you some hiccups.
Yeah.
So, good morning to you once again, and of course, welcome inside the second hour of the breakfast show. Yeah, that is where you are. Where you are. This is the breakfast show. The Get Up and Go breakfast show, that too.
Yeah.
We make you feel good in the morning, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me say a very special good morning also to the folks on Gael TV. Thank you very much for joining us and staying with us. And just to let you know that when we come off the Gael feed, people, remember, you can join us all day, every day at newerattradio.com. New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So that way you get us on your Google and your Alexa devices. And don't forget to like and subscribe on our social media. Like, subscribe, and follow on our social media pages. Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And you can also support us and help to keep us on air. There is our support donate button, so your contributions are very much welcome. And also, if you'd like to advertise with us here, we've got some really fantastic rates that you can get your business in front of thousands of persons when the day come. Well, guess what? Give us a call at New TT Radio, all right? We know we have a lot of you people outside there with your businesses, small, medium, and large. So remember, the poll is up. Yeah, the poll is up right now. So all you have to do is vote yes or no. The question being, and I didn't put it up here now. Do you find that the carnival kind of low-key this year, 2026? Normally, the years get a whole lot of hype. Do you find it's low-keyed? So guess what? Yes or no first, put in your comments after that, right? And we'll tell you how we vote when we come back on the other side of the break. Also, we're getting ready for Carnival Karaoke, where you get to sing your favorite songs. And a little later on, before we go, I'll tell you exactly how it's working, right? But in the meantime, get ready to sing, people.
Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. So you think I can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it Karaoke. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the breakfast show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our karaoke singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the karaoke champion of the breakfast show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the breakfast show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We are back. You know, sometimes as during the course of the morning, my mic gets unmuted by the system itself. Because when you naturally, it naturally shuts off when the program takes a break for an ad or something. But somewhere along the line, it comes back on sometimes, unknown to me, you know. So,
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
what? Well, no, around me, no, not really, nah. I don't cuss like all you and do things like all you. I'm normally very quiet. I'm normally looking to go and make coffee or go and feed my fishes or do something during that little break that I get. You know what I mean? So, Charmaine, here's your coffee cup in case you're asking. Last few days, I actually had coffee after the show, not during the show. You know?
And I'm looking for a coffee sponsor for the morning show. Yeah? All your coffee people outside there.
Yeah, well, it has
Or tea.
So many of them.
Or juice.
Yeah,
You know?
there are so many of them.
Yeah.
The local one is Richards, of course. And then we have Starbucks.
Give us a call. Trinidad Kitchen, give me a call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we went you up on the inside. You're family.
But the sun is out in all its glory. Hopefully the day will remain that way. All right. So
I actually enjoying the rain, you know. Yeah. Yeah, because you know I like the way that it's coming down. It's and not overly giving it a whole sort of rain. You get a little 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a little half an hour sometimes. All depends if you're lucky. And then it goes back, you know, give the water time to run off. I find that the rain coming down really nice. I loving it.
Well, I planted some sunflower seeds. It's, you know, those packs of things you buy and you sprinkle it on and they're blooming, plenty of them. You can't ask for an easier way to get beautiful flowers in your yard.
Yeah.
Just a seed and you sprinkle it and that's it. It grows and flowers. Anyway, our poll is up. People continue to vote on it whilst we count the votes. Do you agree that Carnival 2026 activities are low-key? That's our poll this morning, and we could start counting. So, Charles, you are ready?
Yeah.
All right. David McCarthy says yes. Gregory Boyer, yes. Ava Smith, yes. Eunice Dublin, yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Victor Phillip, no. Joyce Phillip, yes. Avion Abraham, yes. Christuse, yes. Trini, yes. Black Leo, yes, but I'm still coming home. Michael Cadet, yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Suzanne Jessup, no. Ian Stewart, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Bernadette Yates, yes. Capi the Nigerian didn't vote. Yes, actually he did. Yes to the poll. Colted Finch didn't vote. Scorpion Pepper. Yeah, that's an old picture though. Well, not an old picture, but that guy getting the award for most tickets. Joseph Clement, yes. Deborah Noel Surratt, yes. Colted Finch votes yes. Ingrid from Tucson says sadly yes. Lester Cragwell, yes. A lot of chatter here. Richardson says hi, and 3 different
Hi,
posts.
Richardson.
Hi, Richardson. Here All Stars playing the will, okay. Nicola McNichol says yes. Manuela Peters, yes. Rena Budu Jennings, yes. Annalie Johnson, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Marva Williams, yes. Marlene Saunders Sobers, yes. Marva, okay. Charmaine Bernard, yes. Beauty Culture, yes. Brennan Smith, yes. Oh gosh, Steen. Crystal Stevenson, yes. Miles Walcott, yes. Kenny and Harlem, yes. Gemma Peters Halls, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. Michael Oliver, yes. Trini Mill Kitchen, yes. Alicia Almond de Roche, yes. Robert Allen, sorry, yes. Mrs. R, yes. I think I said Trini Mill Kitchen already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic, yes. Bridget Buchanan, yes. Brent Hackshaw, yes. James Kamau, yes. Carol Guevara, yes. And that's it. Those are the ones I have on the chat.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very interesting. All right. Let me get back to the WhatsApp. Down the road here. Going back down. Come on a little bit. All right. Okay. So on the WhatsApp, we have Afria saying yes. We have Judith in Tobago saying yes. Miss Sampson saying yes. Zena saying yes. Everybody's saying yes. Boy, Terry Ann Peters, yes. Captain Ron, yes. Fifi, yes. Mahi, yes. Frank and Aruka, yes. Peter Wilson, yes. Brenda in Pinal, yes. Pauline, yes. All right. And Sean saying yes. Any more by you?
Just one more. Apollonius also said yes.
All right. One more yes.
Right. So while Sir Charles does the count, of course, our guests, I don't know if they're there already.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Are from TTUTA, and we will talk. We will find out what's happening.
Talking TTUTA business.
Yeah, they asked to wear red this month, the month of January. Red is normally the color of protest, I guess. So we'll find out. Right?
Red is always another color, you know.
Did you say?
But that is protest too. Anyhow, so 62 people on the voted on the chat out of the hundreds of yours. 62 people voted, and 6 of you said yes. The carnival real low key.
Yeah.
2 of you said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess so most people they're feeling that kind of thing. I say no. I believe the carnival is happening at a pace, but if you're involved in it, you just feel it. You know, for people who taking part, who party and playing mass, who are in the parties and the panyards, and they will still feel it. If you're out of that circle, you won't feel nothing.
No, remember, it would have been naturally low-key, you know, because of what's been happening in the Caribbean and what happened, how people perceive Trinidad and Tobago's position as. Also, the fact that so many steel bands would have lost their sponsors. The fetes were banned in certain areas. You understand? It would naturally have caused a low-key reaction, you know, a kind of muted reaction. You know?
Yeah, but to the people who are staging some of those events, they are not really feeling it. You know, some of the fetes are, most of the fetes are still being sold out. The all-inclusive still happening. The bands are reporting that they're still selling costumes at a rate, and you know all that. So, and people come in. Cruise ship and all kind of thing come in just now and all kind of thing.
Because I had heard also too that that some bands, some mass bands, would have put out a price for their bands, not knowing the increases that were coming in terms of alcohol and importations and so on. And they couldn't pull it back. So what happened is that some people started canceling. That I saw somewhere, I read somewhere. You know, so how it's going to affect them at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know that if polio, was it polio? Way back in the day, I was a child. Didn't affect Carnival. I don't know that anything really could stop Carnival here. You understand, at the end of the day? Because if you remember, that carnival was cancelled. It was rescheduled, and it was in May. It ended up in May. Kuchina sang a tune, Rainorama. That's how Rainorama came about.
Mass in May,
Mass in May and so on came about. Because of the polio, I stand corrected on that, but I'm almost certain it was because of polio. And Carnival had to be rescheduled in May. They wanted it off completely, but of course people started to make noise. And they had Carnival in May, and it was rain.
Mass in May. Rain, come on.
But guess what? People still fetted. They still fetted. The 1 year I think we didn't have Carnival was 2021. Did we have? When COVID came, there was a year we didn't have anything. What year was that?
Yeah, well, that'll be around 21.
It was after 2020, because 2020 we still had Carnival in the midst of the
we
COVID.
are just getting into the thing. We are 19 into 20.
Yeah.
So we barely get away with that. And then after 20, all the other carnivals started to close down.
Yeah, I think 21 is when we didn't have, because we were in full-blown COVID lockdown, curfew, everything. You understand? 2021, that was the year. Thanks for the folks on the chat who put it. Yeah,
Anyhow,
2021 we didn't have Carnival.
So that's our poll for today. So let's get into our Let's Talk feature, because our guests are here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Mr. Crystal Bevan Ash, the president of TTUTA, and of course, Mr. Nigel Figaro, the second vice president of TTUTA. Welcome, and thanks for joining us on the Breakfast Show.
Morning, gentlemen. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Pleasure to be here.
I know that the last time we spoke with you all was just prior to the election. So let's first say congratulations to you all for, in fact, winning. I suspect it had a lot to do with your interview on this Breakfast Show.
Exactly. Yes.
And I would say this: we normally get good things when we come on this show. So we hope that, after this program this morning here, all our members will be smiling in the very near future.
Well, great.
Near future.
Great. So tell us why we are here this morning, and what's the issue with TTUTA as it stands now?
Okay, I will lead, and Nigel you'll follow in between. We would have had negotiations, and negotiations would have been settled in April of 2025, and agreements would have been made to pay teachers their accurate salary around the period around July of 2025. That was not adhered to. TTUTA again went back, had discussions, with the chief personnel officer in December, actually on the 10th of December, when we were given the assurance, listen, that all the members of the teaching service will receive their new accurate salary at the end of January 2026. Lo and behold, we almost to salary day, which is pay would be on the 22nd of January. And information coming to TTUTA is that we're not going to receive the money. Actually, I had a conversation with the chief personnel officer just last night, Commander Dr. Daryl Dindial, and we're not going to get the money. Our teachers are not going to receive their new salary. When I asked why, it was because there was a cabinet note that had to go into to be ratified and so on. And the minister, they need additional information from the chief personnel officer, which he is mandated to supply at the end on or before the end of January. So we're not going to get our money for January. That is an impossibility. So our members are saddened, they're disappointed, they're perturbed, they're stressed. And now, in addition to that, the Employee Assistance Program, the EAP, where we get counseling services and so on, that is being withheld at this point in time. So even if they're stressed out and they can't even go and get the appropriate counseling that they would need at this point in time. Mr. Figaro, I'll allow you to chime in.
You see, and let me add what is going to be the reality come January 2026. So January 2026, this is the first month of the year, and I was listening to your program. We're talking about Carnival, right? Really a time of festivities, and all the members of the teaching service are going to experience a reduction in their salary. Whereas instead of they getting the increase or getting a promised increase Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. An agreed upon increase, because listen,
exactly,
it was agreed upon, it was signed, and the data implementation schedule, all of that was put in place. But instead of getting that increase to buffer, right, to buffer some of the expenses that are going to come to the nation, now we have a reduction in salary, and that reduction is coming via the increase in the NIS contributions. So teachers, educators, everybody going home with less. And I'll tell you this, we cannot hide behind the fact that the cost of living is going to rise exponentially because of all the new the various taxes and the various fines, all of these different things. I'm telling you this right now. Honestly, educators are propping up and helping to support the education system of Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Educators go to schools, dilapidated conditions. They don't have markers. They don't have whiteboards. Sometimes they take away the school bus system. So sometimes educators, we have to give children money to travel home. We have to buy lunch. And we're not making that up. The majority of teachers in Trinidad and Tobago are the ones that are keeping this service going. And now we're done working in poor working conditions. You're going to add now a reduction in salary. And let me say this, you see the manner in which it is done? The manner in which it's done is what is adding insult to injury. Because we have been, as the association, and we always say this, President always said this, we are a responsible association. We're not going to take to the streets and protest irresponsibly, but we will show our discontent when that time comes. But we have been writing to the Minister of Finance in particular, writing. From October to now, we have written maybe 4 to 5 correspondence to the Minister of Education, Finance, and not once has he acknowledged receipt of any of those letters, not once. So total radio silence. And he chose to communicate in the public spaces. He would give snippets to the newspapers, and you see him making comments. But then, even what he's saying in the public spaces, he's not honoring. Because over the Christmas season there, he would have indicated that third schedule members. Let me talk about third schedule members. Our third schedule members are some of the most disproportionate and worst treated members in the education system. And let me tell you why. In this whole scenario, under the period 2013 to 2019, they were under the PSA. So when TTUTA signed that very first negotiation there with the previous Minister of Finance, and teachers would have received their back pay, those persons were told they were being represented by PSA. So they didn't receive any salary increases and they didn't receive any back pay. Now PSA would have signed off, and really congratulations to PSA, and really happy for all of the workers that they represent. PSA would have signed off. So our third schedule members, and those third schedules are supervisors, curriculum officers, guidance, right? They now were forgotten again. They were forgotten again by the powers that be. And they did not even receive that advanced salary that was given to PSA members. And they were PSA members at the time. And now, the minister would have promised them to receive that advanced salary at the end of January. Now that is not coming to pass as well too. So these persons are the only subset of workers in Trinidad and Tobago that would have received no increases since 2013 to 2026. That is unacceptable.
Right.
That is totally unacceptable.
All right. Gentlemen, let me ask you a question, right? So you said that so you're not going to get what was promised to you all in January. Has there been any indication that, okay, we can't play it in January, but by at least by February or March, you're going to get it? What is anything like that is happening?
Okay, I'll take that one. The chief personnel officer, during our conversation last night, he indicated, listen, all right, you can't get the January. The February, we will work on it. It's not that we wouldn't work on it, but we had to be realistic. To put a date on it, it would be kind of irresponsible for TTUTA to put a date, but he was kind of leaning more towards somewhere in March, but we're not going with that because we don't know. Because you told us January in the first place, January almost finished, we ain't getting anything. And we want to be as transparent as possible with our membership. So at this point in time, TTUTA can't say that we have a definitive date, but we will be working with the Ministry of Education and Chief Personnel Officer all the way to ensure that they do it as fast as possible and as soon as possible, because we want to ensure that our membership get what is due to them. As Mr. Figueroa correctly said, what was negotiated for, signed, sealed, and now we want just simply delivery. Yeah. There's a saying, they say, what it is, the statement they normally make, promise made, promise kept. Yeah. We would like this to be one of those promises. That is all we're asking.
Right. Is there what planned action, or if you have any planned action by the teachers this month, in light of what you're telling us this morning?
So TTUTA, as Mr. Figueroa correctly said, there is a responsible association. So we will not say, there are keywords that the public and the membership probably, they're waiting with bated breath to hear. They hear the presidency, they want to hear 212, they want to hear rest and reflect, they want to hear shut down. You will not hear these words coming from TTUTA. You will not hear these words coming from the president, because we are a responsible association. We will not want our membership to end up running afoul of the law. But there are things that we are doing. So we're wearing the red. So the reds continues. It's from the first day of school, and it will continue until such time that our pay slip reflects that new salary. So if it is not, I don't know how many red pieces of clothing you may have, right? So if you finish that, we wear in red ribbons. You will see all the teachers. You will be seeing it on Facebook. The schools have been put it. We have literally thousands of teachers every day wearing red. And some people may say that will not be impactful, but I beg to disagree. It shows a level of solidarity. It shows solidarity among the educators. It shows that we are all on the same page. So that's one. The second thing is that we will be writing to the Minister of Finance with respect to this conversation that I would have had with the Chief Personnel Officer just last night. We'll be writing to seek a bit of clarity. Clarity with one. We want to find out exactly what were the things that were the deficiencies with respect to the cabinet note that would not have made it go forward and come to fruition. And what are the additional things that you're asking the Chief Personnel Officer to provide now? Because TTUTA would want to know if we are in a position to assist. That's one. Two, we would want it in writing as to a definitive date. So you're asking us for a date. We are asking them for a date. And we want them to put it in writing. That way it is in writing and there will be no going back.
But gentlemen, I've heard no mention of the Minister of Education in this discussion at all. I've heard about TTUTA, I've heard about the CPU, I've heard about the Minister of Finance. There's been absolutely no mention of the Minister of Education. Isn't there some sort of communication taking place between yourself and the Minister of Education?
Right, so I'll take that one, Nigel. Now, the Minister of Education reached out to the president of TTUTA, me, last week, Tuesday. I had an interview in another space, and he reached out to me directly because I spoke to the fact that there's lack of communication from the Ministry of Education, because I was speaking about a few other issues that we have not touched on as yet for this morning, about B-ways and different things. And he reached out to give some clarity with respect to that. And I will say that it was good of the minister because he said, Mr. Ash, I heard you talk about communication, hence the reason I'm calling to communicate, to let you know what is going on. And I appreciated that the fact that, but in terms of this particular issue, you need to understand, it is the Minister of Finance is the one who has to give the instruction to the Chief Personnel Officer. The Chief Personnel Officer then gives instructions to the Ministry of Education. So he will give them in writing what they have to do. So he instructs the Finance Department, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, and then they can start calculating and dispersing the money. So that is why you hear us talking more about the Minister of Finance rather than, now don't get me wrong, the Minister of Education is very integral in all of this because he is the person we report to directly. He is the man who has oversight over the Ministry of Education. And one would think that the Minister of Education would ensure that teachers get their just due. Because if something happens in the ministry, if teachers decide to whatever, to rest up or whatever, then he's the one who has to deal with it. So I would think that he would also have a conversation with the Minister of Finance, and they would find a solution, not just amicably. We want it expeditiously, quickly.
How many people are affected in terms of numbers by what is happening, Mr. Ash, gentlemen?
Salary?
Yes.
About 13,000 people, 13,000 members of the teaching service, educators.
Okay.
Tell me something.
Sorry.
Tell me something. Does this has this affected the payment? I don't know if this has been answered before. The issue of back pay with regard to the 4%. So you all haven't received any of the back pay as yet, then?
Back pay 4. Go ahead, Nigel. Take it, Nigel.
So I just want to be clear, right? You are talking in the instance of the last negotiation, which would have been signed in April of 2025.
Yes.
No. We have not received anything, any financial remuneration coming out of that agreement. And let me say this. One of the things that we are exploring to really show the discontent of our members, we are planning a mass rally. Not a protest, not a march, but a rally, something different. We want to show the employer, we want to show the Minister of Finance that, listen, even though teachers are faced constantly with all of these ills within the system, right? That we're still coming out there and we're still doing the best for the children. But we're coming out to show that, listen, even though we're doing the best for the children, we're frustrated. And I'll tell you this, that is what the employer holds against our membership. They know that we will never leave the children undone. And they use that against us. And they keep, and it's solely on the Minister of Finance in this case, because the Minister of Education has no power to pay. He has no power to pay, right? So it is just the Minister of Finance, right? Yeah. So again, we cannot continue in this whole spin and this whole spiral with the minister, right? We are calling on him to give us answers, because at the end of the day, when we face our membership, and listen, a lot of the problems teachers face is financial. We have teachers haven't received increments in over 10 years. Every year, a teacher is supposed to get a couple $100 for a favorable staff report. Over 10 years, increments has not been paid. When we go to the Ministry of Education and we talk to the clerks and we talk to the permanent secretaries and the different people in charge, they will tell us everybody's salary, the majority of persons are calculated, it is audited, and they're just waiting on releases to pay. And let me bring something to light that is very telling. For the first time in a long time, 45 teachers were not paid for the month of December because of a clerical error. A clerical error caused 45 teachers not to be paid. And today is the 15th of January. Of that 45 teachers, the ministry was only between, I can't remember what they was paying December, around the 18th, I think. So between the 18th and the 15th, they were only able to pay 20 teachers out of that 45 teachers. 25 still have not been paid. And we are in constant communication with the ministry and with the teachers. And even though these teachers were not paid, they had a very bleak Christmas. But they are reporting for duty like normal and teaching the children. If that is not commitment, then you tell me what is commitment. But no, and then the Minister of Finance and the powers that be, they're now here now and they're playing games. And I would say that they're playing games with what they have to do. And that is not something that we as an association are going to stand for. There are things.
No, I can understand. I could certainly understand the frustration that the union must feel with regard to all of this. And I know earlier you had indicated that Commander Dindial had said that something was missing from the cabinet note. So that information that the CPO had to provide, did they indicate with any particularity what that information was? Or is it just words to delay the issue that you all are reading it as?
I will take that answer. Yeah, we have not received any detail as to what was missing, but that will be in the letter, as I indicated before. We are writing to find out what exactly was missing, what exactly was not provided that could not allow the process to go through in its entirety.
But who would have taken the note to cabinet? Not the Minister of Education?
No, that would be Minister of Finance.
Minister of Education?
Finance. Yeah.
But why is the Minister of Education so out of this thing? It just seems that if he is because he was a former teacher, a principal.
Principal, correct. Yeah.
So he would know how teachers are, how I should put it, suffering, for want of a better word. But why isn't he intimately involved in it? It just seems that if we focusing on the Minister of Finance, which we should, because he is the man in charge of the public purse.
And the money.
You have a line minister who should be
exactly
championing your cause.
As I would have indicated before, and one would think that he would be doing that, because if something happens in the school, if the teachers are not there to do execute their duties and so on, he is the one who has to treat with the matter. So one would think that it would be in his interest to ensure that we get their remuneration package as was promised, as was signed to, and allow life to go on. But seems to want to take a hands-off approach.
You know what is always puzzling to me about these because this is not the first time that teachers have been in uproar with regard to the state. I mean, it goes back many years, different administrations. I mean, where different times there's been standoff between teachers and the state with regard to remuneration and their terms and conditions. And I never understand why the state ever gets to the point of this, because the state must know the value that teachers bring to the society. When the society first started off in 1962, it's credited to Eric Williams that he said the future of our country lies in the book bags. And certainly the issue of crime, the issue of how world competitive we are, rests in what happens in our classrooms. And I am always confused as to why the state doesn't treat teachers and the education system with the kind of respect that teachers always seem to be fighting for with a lot of administrations. I just don't understand.
I appreciate your comment, because at the end of the day, teachers, educators are simply not valued. That is just how it is. So you're doing a job, you're performing, you're providing human service, going above and beyond. Right now, I'll give you an example. Mr. Figaro spoke about the third scheduled people. Now, the third scheduled people, they are what you call traveling officers. So these officers get a traveling allowance to allow them to execute their duties and so on. We have officers who, right now, 13 months, listen to the number, call it 13 months, they have not received their traveling allowance, but their vehicles are expected to be roadworthy so that they can perform their duties. But then you're not getting your money, and you know the fines would have gone up in terms if your vehicle is defective. So many of them, I know a few of them personally, who have opted to pack up their vehicles, and they're traveling to go and do the work as best as they can. I mentioned the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program. I'm sure you all have heard of TTUTA ventilating his position with respect to that in the public domain. That program it was negotiated between the Chief Personnel Officer and TTUTA many years ago. And what it seeks to do is provide a service where teachers, if they have issues and you wish to speak to somebody, you wish counseling, not just you and your family members, you're allowed a certain amount of sessions for free. The Ministry of Education, the employer, bears that responsibility in terms of a financial contribution. You know, now, at present, today, on the 15th of January, that service is not available because the ministry, unilaterally, they do their own thing. Elders and Associates is the service provider, Elders and Associates, and they are providing that they have been providing that service for a number of years. But information reaching TTUTA is that Elders and Associates, they're being owed somewhere in the vicinity of $2.something million from the Ministry of Education. So the people simply say, listen, we have been trying to get in contact with you meaning the Ministry of Education, to get their money to move on, to continue providing this wonderful service for the members of the teaching service. and you refuse to meet with us. The ministry has refused to meet with them, so they simply suspend the program. Just yesterday, Mr. Figaro would know this. Just yesterday, and a member of the teaching service called me and told me, "Listen, I now come out from elders. I did my I had a session. A family member and myself, we did our session, and we had to pay $900. She sent me the receipt where they had to pay $900. Now, bear in mind, this cost was supposed to be borne by the state. So I said, just hold on to your receipt. Hold on to your receipt. TTUTA is trying to address this. So the ministry is putting in the public domain that they are working on the problem, they are resolving it, and there is no real issue with elders. But that is not true. There's a lot of untruths we're getting, untruths. And that is unfortunate because you're looking at public figures. And one would think that you would encourage your children to look at the news, look at it, because these are the people who are running the country and you'd want your children to aspire to be like them. But now we have to reconsider. Do we really want that?
Yeah. But Mr. Ashton, let me ask you two questions, basically. One is that whole thing of you're talking about that service. How long has that service been suspended?
That would have been, Nigel, you remember exactly?
So it would have, so I think January. So we would have.
It's early, yeah.
Yeah, so we would have heard that over the Christmas that it was coming to an end, but only January we got confirmation from teachers who would have had appointments. They were called.
Yeah, they called.
If you want to keep your appointment, you would have to pay. And then I personally called the program to get the information, and I was told that we have to pay $450 going forward if we want to keep the service. But let me say this,
if
right?
my memory serves me right, that was announced, that the government will not be covering the costs of that program any longer, that people will have to pay their own way. I think so.
I didn't see that anyway.
And they can't do that. They can't do that. That was a negotiated agreement.
Yeah.
That is something terms and conditions. So when the union meets with the government, with the representative, which is the chief personal officer, and it is negotiated, it's put in. So you can now come unilaterally and make a decision that will circumvent what was put in writing. They don't have the authority to do that.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, before we go, I just want to find out what is happening with the. I know you all were talking about the additional increase from your 4% as PSA had gotten the 10%. Where are you all where that is concerned? Have you all been making any headway with that?
That's not on the table at this point. We want to ratify, and we want what we signed off for, and maybe we may be willing to engage in those conversations at a later date. But now we would have signed, so that 4%, well, again, it's not 4%, but the closure of the gap, which would have been equivalent to 4% for that 2019 period there. We already paid for that, and that was signed off on. We are looking at this last period where we signed in April, right? And that's where our focus is on. And let me add this. I just want to add this close, but this will be my closing statements. The issue is not just that we not getting the increase that we negotiated for and signed off for. No. That's not just the issue. No. The issue is the blatant way in which the powers that be, in this case, which is the Minister of Finance, is choosing to communicate with the association and with members of the teaching service. Because even if the minister had come in when they took office, and then after the budget said, okay, we will only be able to pay teachers July. I'm just saying, let me just say he said July of 2026. We would have been upset, we would have complained, but then we would not have had a reasonable expectation. Because let's be honest, if you tell somebody they're going to get some money at a particular point in time,
exactly.
We are Trinidadians, we don't have to spend that money already. Before we get paid at the end of the month, you already started, that money done spent.
That's a human thing. That is not Trinidadian thing. That's a human thing.
Exactly.
Telling educators that December, January, persons done gears and let me tell this true story. I know a teacher. He has a hybrid car. The battery went down. He took a battery from a supplier and told the supplier, we should get the back pay by December, and I would pay it off by then.
Yeah.
And he now is fighting to pay that bill because at the end of the day, he had a reasonable expectation, and that is what is our main concern, the reasonable expectation. And they cannot keep moving the goalpost because that's what happened. Every single month is something else.
All right. Mr. Ash, any closing comments from you?
Yes, please. I just want to reassure our membership that we are advocating for you, we are fighting for you, and we will continue to fight for you. Sometimes you see the one footstep in the sand, that's when TTUTA is carrying you. Your TTUTA will always fight for you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for enlightening us on the breakfast show and certainly enlightening the listeners and the public at large about what's happening with TTUTA. So we continue to wear red until the end of the month. Is that until the end of the month?
Until we get salary, until it reflected in the pay slip. Red till we're dead.
All right. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always a little.
Tobago teachers too.
Yeah. I mean, well, TTUTA is national, huh?
No,
I was
making
a silly PNM joke. Right? Yes, we understand. A silly PNM joke you were trying to make.
And with that, the rain come back down. And hard.
You went to and wash them away, eh? All right.
I'll get wash away. But I always feel a little I always feel sensitive to teachers because I come from a teaching family. I mean, my mother was a teacher, aunts were teachers, my grandparents were teachers. So teachers have always been the fabric of my life growing up. So I'm always sensitive to teachers. Wasn't Kamala Prasad a teacher at one time?
I think she taught at the university. I'm not sure if she taught at
you know. And you know what sometimes I think goes on? You know what sometimes I think goes on with politicians? Because one of the valuable things that he said was that the communication, tell us what's going on. We might be upset, but speak with us.
Yes.
And I think sometimes politicians, I don't know what their life story is and their life journey is as politicians, but sometimes they seem remote from the fact that people live paycheck to paycheck and that every cent counts for a lot of people. And maybe they've had a comfortable financial life. I don't know their background. And they seem sometimes not empathetic to that. And why unions make that kind of noise and why money is important and why 25 people not being paid yet for December salary is urgent.
Yes.
Apparently, when they get into the whole thing does shift. Your feelings
we know that for sure.
Yeah, your heart does get hard and thing. Anyhow, news is straight ahead.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Guy L Caribbean TV for Thursday, the 15th of January. So glad that you can join us. Good day, everybody. The government has signaled plans to introduce zones of special operations, or ZOSOs, as it looks to build on crime reductions recorded during the current state of emergency, which is due to end on January 31st, 2026. Attorney General John Jeremy said the proposed legislation would allow authorities to target crime hotspots without imposing a nationwide state of emergency. Speaking at a news conference on Wednesday, he said the aim is to lock in gains made under the SOE, including sharp declines in murders and other serious crimes. Jeremy said the ZOSO framework would include judicial oversight, time limits, and clear procedures governing how zones are declared, similar to measures used in Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago recorded 369 murders last year, a 42% drop from the previous year, the lowest figure since 2014. Police also reported declines in violent crime, vehicle theft, and fatal road accidents, along with improved detection rates and major seizures of illegal firearms and drugs. The government says the legislation is now before Parliament. The Elections and Boundaries Commission has completed official recounts in 2 constituencies from the 2026 Tobago House of Assembly elections. The recounts were conducted in Darrell Spring Whim and Scarborough Mount Grace, following requests from the People's National Movement. In Darrell Spring Whim, the Tobago People's Party secured 838 votes, narrowly ahead of the PNM's 826, with 14 votes for the Independent Democratic Alliance and 3 rejected ballots. In Scarborough Mount Grace, the TPP won with 854 votes, compared to 702 for the PNM. The IDA received 14 votes, and 6 ballots were rejected. The Elections and Boundaries Commission confirmed that the recounts did not alter the outcome in either district, and formally conclude the recount process for the 2026 Tobago House of Assembly elections. Contingency cargo arrangements are now in effect on the Sea Bridge, following the expiry of the MV Cabo Star's lease on January 12th, according to the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The Port Authority says interim measures are in place to ensure the continued movement of essential cargo, passengers, and accompanied vehicles, while the new roll-on, roll-off vessel, the MV Blue Harmony, is prepared for service. During the transition, the Galleon's Passage will handle essential and priority cargo. The TT Spirit will carry limited palletized essential cargo within safety limits, and the APT James will operate passenger and accompanied vehicle services only. Cargo will continue to be accepted based on priority, with food, pharmaceuticals, and medical supplies listed first, followed by essential retail and small business goods. The Port Authority says bookings remain available through existing inter-island transportation channels as it works to maintain undisrupted service. The U.S. State Department is reportedly pausing immigrant visa processing for 75 countries, including more than 10 across the Caribbean. According to reports, consular officers have been instructed to refuse visas under existing law, while Washington reassesses its screening and vetting procedures. The pause began on January 21st and will remain in effect indefinitely. Caribbean nations affected include Jamaica, Haiti, Barbados, Belize, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, and Cuba. In a post on X, the State Department confirmed the move, claiming migrants from the listed countries rely on U.S. welfare at what it described as unacceptable levels. The freeze will remain until authorities say they can ensure new immigrants will not become public charges. The pause follows earlier restrictions on immigration processing from several countries and comes as the Trump administration intensifies immigration enforcement, including ending deportation protections for thousands of Somali migrants. In the region, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, has vowed to continue releasing prisoners detained under former leader Nicolás Maduro, as her interim government faces growing international scrutiny. In her first press appearance since Maduro was ousted by the United States, Rodriguez said Venezuela is entering what she called a new political moment, and confirmed that the process of releasing detainees is ongoing, despite criticism that it has been slow and opaque. She said crimes linked to threats against the constitutional order are still being reviewed, while warning that acts of violence, hatred, and intolerance will not be allowed. Human rights groups say at least 68 prisoners have been released so far, including political activists and opposition campaign staffers, though hundreds remain in detention. Rodriguez credited Maduro with initiating the releases and denied they were solely the result of U.S. pressure, even as Washington continues to exert influence over Venezuela's political transition. The situation highlights mounting tension between calls for democratic reform and the government's insistence on maintaining strict control. Finally, in international news, Starlink has reportedly waived its monthly subscription fees for users inside Iran after the government shut down the internet amid a deadly crackdown on protests. Sources told BBC Persian that Starlink devices continued working this week despite missed payments, suggesting the satellite internet service has been made temporarily free. The move has turned Starlink into a critical lifeline for Iranians cut off from communication, information, and the outside world. Iran's internet blackout, imposed last Thursday, has left millions disconnected as protests spread nationwide. Human rights groups say more than 2,400 protesters have been killed, though the true toll is believed to be higher. Starlink, owned by Elon Musk's SpaceX, is illegal in Iran, and using it can lead to prison sentences. Authorities have reportedly been searching rooftops and confiscating satellite dishes to stop people from connecting. Despite the risks, thousands are using the service to document events and share information, as human rights groups condemn the blackout as an abuse of power that blocks reporting and accountability.
And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Hey you, yes you, I'm talking to you, so you think I can sing, huh? Well, then be part of our Carnival Karaoke. You know what? I don't like that name. Let's call it Carnival Karaoke. Carnival Karaoke. We'll call it Karaoke. Yeah, so you can be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the Breakfast Show on New Era TT Radio. Yep, it's happening Monday to Friday at 7:50 a.m. starting Monday the 19th of January, and all you have to do is sing a verse and a chorus of your favorite calypso, soca, chutney, old or new. Just sing it good, and you could be our karaoke singer, our champion for 2026. We're taking 2 contestants every day, and we're choosing one winner whose name will go into the championship box. And on Carnival Friday, the 13th of February, we'll have a grand draw for the karaoke champion on the Breakfast Show. The first ever prizes. Well, don't worry about that. You'll get something. Just come and sing and be part of our Carnival Karaoke on the Breakfast Show and New Era TT Radio. Sing, the man, sing.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Drinking out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking out of the box. You hear that? Yeah. Well, let's check it out.
You know, that was an interesting interview. Huh?
I haven't been to Rumboxers yet. Huh?
You ain't ashamed to say that.
Yeah. Imagine people come from all over the world.
I tell you.
Try Rumbox.
Mm-hmm.
You should be embarrassed.
And it's very easy to find, right on Western Main Road in St. James, right down at the end there.
Next to UFEs.
Yes, next to UFEs. Just remember the last traffic light in St. James, and you know you buy Rumbox. You understand?
All right.
Anyway, that was an interesting interview with TTUTA. I didn't realize there's all that going on. But I can't understand why the Minister of Education, because no other Minister of Education has gotten an easy pass. Anything happen in schools, they always go to the Minister of Education. You understand? In terms of past Ministers of Education, Dr. Gopi Singh was very hands-on. Dr. Nyan Gatsby Dolly was very hands-on. Who else? Who did I miss in between there? Who did I miss? I'm missing someone in between there. No? But they've always been very hands-on as ministers. I don't know how they get letting this particular minister get a free pass, and they go in for the jugular of the Minister of Finance. I didn't understand that. Anthony Garcia was very hands-on, so much so that, thanks for that CPT thing, so much so that he had won Best Performing Minister when we did it 1 year, remember? Because he
won
was
it a couple of years, actually.
Yeah,
he won it a couple of years.
Yeah.
You didn't just win it 1 year.
Yes. So I don't understand anyway.
Talking about that, I don't know if we're too far in the new year, but you guys had promised to come into January and do that segment.
Yeah, we just started to speed when we came back on, eh?
Yeah.
We had so many things to deal with. We clean forget about that best performing minister, worst performing minister thing. So maybe we could do it tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow?
But tomorrow we have we're starting with the artists. I'm starting to bring in the artists on a Friday, so you can start to talk with the soca, calypso artists and stuff.
Okay.
So we try to get a couple of them in between,
Yeah.
All
right.
Oh yes, the weekend begins tonight, people. At the second after midnight. I forgot about that.
Okay. But nobody ain't get nobody excited about it there, though. The weekend begins tonight, people. At the second after midnight. Come on, say it the way you normally say it, now, man.
Maybe because of where he's at.
I can't where I am at.
Yeah, you don't want to wake up in the neighborhood.
But he alone has been there. He tell me that.
Where? Me alone has been where?
Where you think? You're somewhere different now?
Stop minding my business, please.
You just tell me, The same way you just know my business because I just tell you. I know your business because you just tell me, not so?
True.
All right, people. So we can take a couple of your course before we get out of here, and we're getting ready for Carnival karaoke starting on Monday. I'm trying to work out the logistics of it for you guys. So what I've come up with is that when you choose your song, go to YouTube, get your karaoke version of your song, and you could play a song in the background while you sing on the phone, so you'll be in time with the music and stuff. So that is what I'm proposing for you guys. Or have a few more days over the weekend, practice your song, a verse and a chorus of your song, and bring it on Monday. We're taking 2 persons every day, so you have to try and get it in between there.
Are we seeing people though? Are we seeing them visually rather than them just being? I find we should be able to see them since we have a visual medium too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, they had to join in.
That's more logistics given me. I know right now. I thought I'd probably try and get the visuals for the finals.
Okay, all right.
By that time I will have names, numbers,
Yeah, do whatever what feels secondary. You go ahead.
Hey,
but ideally we should have the entire competition where people seeing who's singing, eh?
Well, who knows? I will live with Techie after, and he'll probably be able to tell me as to how I can do it in real time without any delays or fumbling or anybody not understanding how to hit about it.
Who's that Techie? Not Cosbud, right?
Look him there. He's a tech man,
Oh, the next Cosbud. Okay.
this tech man here.
All right. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Unless people record their stuff and do it and send it as a file. But I mean, I don't know. But I know it's nice to do the live thing. So maybe, and it's nice to do the live thing. So we'll see.
Yeah. We had to get the mistakes and the wrong notes and things live. We can't get it. they go correct it if they recorded it. You understand? Anyway, we're taking your calls, people. 281-1315 and 299-5156. We just have about 10 minutes left. We could do some calls.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. The Road March and Monarch of Norfolk, Virginia, and regions in the crumbling Empire States of America. I have a question about the competition. Could we sing Calypso, like, we're doing it live, of course, but could I send it in via a short audio recording of that first verse?
No, we want it live. No, we want it live.
We no discuss that later on.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, again,
we want it on the spot.
Okay, but could I sing it with the actual music in the background?
Yeah, you could play the music by you. You could play the music by you in the background and sing it.
And could I put in my own lyrics?
But that is what
instead of singing the actual
it's all about.
He talking about rewriting the song, you know. He want to rewrite somebody's song and sing it.
You want to do extempo, but extempo is part of Calypso.
Yes. All right, good. So that's what it's going to be. Santi Mani Teman.
All right, well, let's keep it radio friendly.
No, of course it will be definitely radio friendly. Come on, you know the professional that I am. Definitely so. Yeah. Hey, Wendell, if you didn't understand my text, I said, I think it was Billy Clinton I see in the swimming pool. You know, the Epstein files, some photos have been released, right? And right now, he and Hillary fight and appearing before Congress. So it wasn't the orange man lying naked in the pool. Just to let you know, and the fighting.
Bill Clinton never
in Congress.
Bill Clinton never denied the things he did and hide or anything. So you know, he was always pretty open, which is why people liked him. You understand?
Oh, okay.
You know,
all right. So I guess it depends on what side of the fence you're on. You know, selective outrage. All right.
No. But you really think Bill Clinton did well? You really think you could compare Bill Clinton with Donald Trump? You really want to do that?
Well, look, they might be the same. Well, remember, I'm on record already saying that I didn't in the primary. I didn't vote for him. I voted for the best governor in the U.S. who should have been our president right now. Okay, my namesake in Florida. And you would definitely wouldn't find his name there. And you wouldn't find the former governor of Virginia and a few good men. You definitely wouldn't find them in those files. Anyway, all right, guys. So I'll get pen and paper and get my road march together.
Start to work on thing and get your road march organized. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
I think what you have to stress, Sir Charles, is that people have to play their own music by them. We can't play the music.
No, but that's why I've been trying to get that across. If I have not been saying it right, that is what you have to do. People play the music in the background by you so that you will be in time.
Remain in time, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Sir Charles, I just wanted to say condolences to the Salandi family and the passing of Colonel Wendell Salandi, because I knew him very, very, very well.
Okay.
Right? It's like family then.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to ask Wendell, because I know Wendell is a man in St. James, he would know. So, Wendell, when the children carnival would be in St. James?
Hold on, they have a date for it.
Wendell, I know that. What you ask, Wendell, I know that. You always start to bumble and mumble.
No. If I find Karen Moraldo on Facebook, I will, because he has advertised it. But I'll get the date and I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated as to what's happening.
Yeah, because why I asked that, I know they have the Junior Panorama Finals on Sunday at the Queenspark Savannah, and they were saying it's free to the public. That's this Sunday. And I know normally when they have Junior Panorama, they normally have the Children Carnival around the same time, same day. So this is why I was asking.
It's always a Sunday, and it's always the Sunday before Carnival, before the Sunday of Carnival.
Oh,
that much I can tell you.
Right.
But registration opened on the 12th of January. I'm seeing that here on Karen's page. They opened registration on this. Oh, all right. I got the date. Sunday, the 8th of February.
Oh, okay. Because I remember there was a year I was in St. James, and Woodbrook also had theirs the same day, and you were seeing bands coming from Carrick Road heading into St. James, and I said that was a very good thing.
Yeah, that's normally how it's done. They have the carnival at, I think it's Seagull Square in Woodbrook, and then they come down to St. James. Yeah.
All
so
right.
It's Sunday the 8th of February.
I will check it out. I will try to see if I could be there.
Yeah, Sunday the 8th of February.
I know if Sir Charles and Richard would come across, but I will try to see if I could make it. Yeah.
All right.
No problem, caller. Thank you very much. All right. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Mr. Grant.
How are you going?
We're good. How are you doing?
I just watching. I've tried again, this time there.
And how your wifey going? She all right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, all right.
Nice.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So, well, with the carnival, I remember the tell all of that when the budget passed, everything. To me, everything kind of we go low key, because you see a lot of business shutting down. The liquor license, brother. I tell Wendell that when I hear the kind of right course and thing they putting on there. Because I know man used to be dealing in bars and things for carnival in Savannah. I know that because look at the bar down in Independence Square shut down. The man said that to pay that kind of license and the drinks is selling as he wants. A man say you sell $900, but $900 you have to pay people electricity going up. Everything, and I realized that the last month with my light bill, right? But I wish you the best.
And that's an important metric in terms of any economy, the confidence of business in the economy. And if you have several businesses closing down, and what percentage of the businesses in the country are starting to close or considering closing, it's a big dagger into your economic growth. And so it has to be something that the government will have to be very concerned about. We're looking at isolated ones because they're the well-known ones closing, like the Bocas and Burger Joint and stuff like that. But if that is just symptomatic of more and more businesses starting to close, it has to be something if that a sensible government is going to have to look at and realize, well, look, did we make a mistake X here or Y here, and what do we have to do? Because you want to build business confidence, because business confidence translates to jobs and the economy and the growth of the economy.
Yeah, and you don't want to have a situation where you're trying to raise revenue and putting people out of work, canceling out the whole thing by that,
there's a point at which you have to be sensible about it, and so you'll have to pay attention and see how much businesses are starting to close, what percentile, what is the data, is that data being checked? Because it's important data to know.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that the data can be collected, because a lot of small businesses will close and you wouldn't even know.
Yep.
You will hear about the big ones, but some of the small ones you will not hear about. But hold 1 minute there, Richard. Samson, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. When Madam done with here, Papa smoke our pipe. She told you all she don't care about country, and right now she just looking to make money to pay off all who she promised what concerning.
But that's not the country.
She never said she didn't care about the country.
And I don't think it's right to do
Come
that.
on.
Is you get the government that you deserve. I don't want to jam the Prime Minister. No, don't tell me I ain't drinking bush for your fever. No. So I can't sing it because it has some things in it. So
well, try and learn it, and try and learn it and clean up the lyrics and thing, and come and sing it on Monday or one of the days, right?
I had to take out some of the words.
Well, that's what I say. Change the words. Change the words. You could edit the words. Okay.
Mr. Samson, I don't give you first prize already, yes, girl. I don't want to hear no more. I give you first prize already.
Go and edit out and take out all them words.
I don't judge Miss Sampson first.
Oh Lord.
Listen, Miss Sampson is a trip, yes. I was so happy to meet her one time. She came down to Rumbox. You understand? She is a trip.
Well, good morning to you.
And just to correct Miss Sampson, the Prime Minister never said she didn't care about the country.
Yeah,
that's an incorrect statement.
Party before country. That's how she put it.
She said maybe she said that. She said that, but she didn't say she didn't care about the country.
She said that in reference to, I think it's Vassan Barak. Yeah, the hell with you. Party before country. She had said that in opposition.
Yeah. Which is an inappropriate statement of itself, but she didn't say she didn't care about the country.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is Miss Sampson's interpretation. But I like the guy, so.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
You care about the country. Let me tell the caller that. Yeah, my little comment is that I want to tell the government, right? Those steps in the townhouses, I want to tell all you, if one had to build townhouses again, I ain't talking about this government, you know, right? When all you have to build the townhouses for us, the people, try to build it a little wider now. Because all you have to take consideration for down the road, when a person reach older, I know it have folks, they wouldn't want to hear that, but you have to take that into consideration. When you reach a little older and feel like you get sick, and somebody had to come to help you from upstairs to bring you down. The steps are so narrow. Nobody can help you. Not even two persons can come down at the same time. So take that into consideration. My government will do that for me. We don't want no narrow steps. And that is way beyond.
Okay.
Right?
Are you speaking about somewhere in particular, ma'am?
Any particular area you're talking about? What?
Them townhouses are the same steps, I suppose.
Townhouses where?
All right, okay.
It doesn't matter where there's, but she's right that some of those places, the steps are way too skinny. And it comes back to the thing that if you're Minister of Housing and you're doing housing design, make sure it's a house that you think you could live in too. Judge it by your standards. Can I live here? Because that's what citizens deserve. But sometimes they feel, sometimes they feel that they could just give you whatever now.
Yeah, and that's the truth. I remember.
Because you're low income. Yeah, give them that. The whole thing like this ain't like that good enough for them. No, design it properly. Treat your citizens with respect. And I think that's the point she's making.
Okay.
I remember a time I went to help somebody move in a place up in Maloney, right? And some of the things like the couch, the fridge, and they were on the top level, like on the 4th floor, right? Mm-hmm. We had to use rope and pull it up over the balcony to get it through. It can go be stuff, you know.
But you know,
because they don't want to spend any money on an elevator. That is what that is.
No, but my experience, because I spent years in construction, is that whether it's government built or private built, townhouses are normally very narrow spaces, you know, especially staircases, you know.
When they could do better, come on.
Huh?
It has some that are real skinny. I have been in them and I'm like, oh God, they're skinny. And I'm saying that they can do better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's normally narrow spaces.
We had a fishy thing upstairs.
That happens
because some of them, they don't want to put all the money for the elevator because that good enough for them. That's the motto that sometimes this but stick in government officials' heads. That good enough for them.
Well, they do call it low-income houses, eh?
Your low-income houses in a rich country, and Trinidad has been rich at various times, should be excellent. And you should judge it by the standard of, can I live here as a minister? Would this be comfortable to me? I'm not saying it have to have all of the luxury, of course not. But it should be that you treat citizens with respect.
Richard, I again, as I say, because of my travels, I go to some places in London, in Europe, and you can't even turn around sometimes in the bathroom. In New York, you ever go in some of them apartments in New York? It ain't much different, sir.
I don't care about them. I'm talking about Trinidad.
Yes,
in New York is a city of 8 million people. So do you know that it's a scrunch for space? What scrunch for space Trinidad have?
I'm just saying that is a contractor issue. No,
it's a political issue, Wendell. It's a political issue that if it is that, how come Singapore does it?
Oh gosh.
Why you didn't reference Singapore?
Well, I didn't go in an apartment in Singapore.
How come Singapore does it? That they bring in architects to properly design public housing to make it sustainable. There are gardens on the roofs and all that sort of thing. How come they can do it?
Yeah. They have gardens on the roof here. They have a garden on top of City Gate. You never see the plants?
One text they said here, some of them so small they can't even turn around in the toilet.
Yes, I'm telling you, I've experienced that abroad also. It's not a unique to Trinidad and Tobago.
No, you don't go to what is substandard abroad. Go for the best.
Yeah.
Because your citizens deserve the best. And that's how politicians should think. But politicians don't think that way.
Well,
they think, people can't turn around in a bathroom in Berlin that was built in 1922. So let me build a bathroom like that. Come on.
Yeah. You understand? In any case,
what nonsense is that?
Anyhow, before
I need to carry you on some of my trips, yes?
No, I want the best for Trinidad and Tobago citizens. That's what I want.
And we all want the best.
I don't want no substandard nonsense and say, well, because some of them buildings that you're talking about built sometimes in the 18th and 19th century.
Yeah.
That's what you talking about.
Yeah. Richard, we are one when it comes to building standard here in Trinidad and Tobago, But I'm just saying, based on my experiences, what I have seen elsewhere also. And I don't know that.
Right, and I am saying compare it to a country like Singapore, where they pay where 80% of the housing in Singapore is public owned.
Yeah. But and they're all high rises, It's not no single house, It's all high rises. Right? What I'm saying is that I don't know a politician, and I hope I can bear this out, who would take a decision to say, build a small thing, cramp them up. I don't know. On any side, in all the parties, I don't know that any politician would say something like that. I know they would say, listen,
it's not Wendell.
Huh?
It's not that they deliberately say let's build a small apartment, It's that they look at the plans and they could be small and they say that's where you're getting for the money, and they say, yeah, that's good enough for them. Rather than saying redo the
Richard?
Yeah.
We lost him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense. And sometimes you see the way they build things and some of the things that they build. And it couldn't be a little better, a little more livable, a little more, because sometimes you swear that they build it and don't expect that if you build something for a husband and wife and one child, eventually they may have two other children. You understand? Come on.
But modern living spaces worldwide are more compact, because people maximize on the space. Modern living places, they are more compact. That's a fact in the construction industry.
Compact in the sense of making the toilet and the bathroom smaller, and they can't get
everything smaller.
Nah, man. Oh my! Well, then something wrong with modern living.
Because that's why they have these open concept thing now, so that it will look big. But I don't mean it big. kitchens flowing into living rooms, into dining rooms. That's how modern living spaces are now. People put up less walls.
Yeah, well, I can understand some of those things,
Bandel, I hear what you're saying, and that is not the point we're making. The point is this comfortable for citizens to live in? And many times the designs are made with the mindset that this is for low-income people, so this is good enough for them.
Richard, I'm
And you
hearing
could
you
twist,
with that.
I am saying that's how decisions are sometimes made. And I say we have to stop that and give our citizens the best that we can afford.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that point with you. I'm just merely stating what is a fact in terms of building, and whether it's government building it or private enterprises building it. They build smaller places with this open concept. That's what they're doing. All of them, all private contractors. You go to visit some townhouses that people are selling privately, and if you see what you're getting and what they're calling for it, you understand?
Yeah, and fine, that's a personal choice, but I'm talking about government building. And so that when government builds a 4-story building or 5-story building or 6-story building and don't put in an elevator, that's a problem, because that's good enough for them. Or when they put in stairs that are completely skinny and ridiculous, that's good enough for them. Okay? Or when they put in, when they do half work or fixtures that are not going to last very long, because that's good enough for them. Those are things of quality. Yeah. And I get a tiny house, but and I get that things can be small, but there's a difference between something being small and comfortable and something being small and shoddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not designed properly.
Yeah. All right.
Guys, that's what we're gonna leave it for today. People will practice all their karaoke from Monday. All right. And
karaoke.
Karaoke. Carnival karaoke.
Carnival okay, not so?
Okay. Right. So you learn your song and you'll play the music by you and sing on your phones. All right. And we'll get you inside for the finals.
Okay. Yeah. Folks have an absolute.
All right, so of course the weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. So that should put a smile on your face, because it is Thursday, just in case you didn't know. Thank you for joining us on the Breakfast Show this morning. We know you have a choice in what you watch and what you listen to, and we're glad that you chose us because you have impeccable taste. So we'll speak to you bright and early tomorrow morning. Remember that New Era TT Radio continues on newerattradio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. Excellent programming throughout the day. And of course, the Breakfast Show will be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. sharp.
All right, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God.
And remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. This has been the Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on.